Guys, in the current crypto winter, one thing is for sure, and that is there are a ton of opportunities all around. And personally speaking, guys, I've got a position of already over four altcoins. And just in case if you're curious, know that, guys, I'm short on majority of them, and I've just put out a detailed video about each and every one of them on our channel. So feel free to check them out anytime you want. And on today's video, guys, I just want to touch up on Cosmos, or otherwise known as Atom. And right now, guys, this currency isn't getting much attention from the media because there is a bull run happening and it is just playing within the trading zones. But remember one thing, guys, whenever the media goes silent on any one asset class, that means that in actuality, that is where all of the action is occurring. And unless the institutions want an exit from the existing situation, chances are you will never ever hear that on the mainstream platform. So whenever something goes too silent, you obviously need to be paying close attention to it, or else chances are you will miss on some huge runners. And especially in the crypto world, that amounts to a lot, right? So you just need to find some way to stay updated, or else you will be sleeping in on a lot of opportunities. Coming to this chart, guys, right now, as you can see on the daily time frame, the price just went from a recent high and it touched all the way towards the 200-day moving average. So that is around this zone. And as you can see, guys, whenever this pattern occurs, it just means that the entire setup is just a buy dip opportunity. And usually when it comes to higher time frames like the weekly or the daily, because on the monthly the price will rarely touch the 200-day moving average, because that is just outrageous and there are so few examples in the world. So you just need to focus on the daily or the weekly to get the best out of it. And the best part about that is 200-day moving average usually acts like a very reliable cushion region. So that is where the majority of the accumulation occurs, and 200-day moving average is no joke, right? Like the kind of price depicted around that region shows institutional support, and obviously Cosmos has a lot going on the fundamental side as well, right? So long story short, guys, you can clearly see how the price held itself very well, and there was some noise around this region, but at the end of the day, as a whole, guys, it was a perfect jump from the accumulation zones, and from there onwards the price rally has been indeed very huge. So from that low of early in the December till now, it has risen up by over 84%, and it has taken less than 2 weeks to do that, which is phenomenal. And in any other asset class, this would have been a very rare instance. But since we are talking about cryptocurrency, that is pretty much how everything is acting, especially since NFTs came to limelight. Like there is just so much inflow of new cash. People just do not know what to do with it. And as a side effect of it, or as a consequence of it, all of the fundamentally good tokens are on the rise. But eventually they all have to hit a wall. And since we are in the middle of a crypto winter, it just has to go back towards its mean. So if we drill down the price analysis of this token, just know that from the current region, guys, the price is way too stretched out. And the main reason as to why I said that is because of the input from the RSI. So basically that shows how stretched out the price is. And if you check on the daily time frame, guys, like each and every single time the momentum topped out while hitting the resistance zone. For example, it doesn't matter where you put the cursor to, you can easily see that each and every single time the same pattern repeated itself. It was always followed by a significant pullback from that region, and along with that we have fading momentum as well. So just consider the top region around this zone, guys, which is like the $43 mark. And since we have got three touches, it is a significant portion of the data. But if you focus the same on the momentum indicator, you can clearly see that they are all lying in the overbought territory. And whenever this kind of thing occurs, the price just has to find a spot to rest and basically gather orders in order to make the next big move, either towards upward side or downward side. And before that happens, it just has to hunt for liquidity, and hunting for liquidity means falling back to the zones which has the most active order flow sitting. So that would put a tremendous down pressure on this token, and mark my words, guys, sooner or later it is much more likely to go down only. And even if we were to drill down on the time frame, the max thing we would require is around 2 months or 10-week max. So that is based upon the volatility or the average true range. And since even the momentum is speaking on the daily time frame with no real narrative around Cosmos, it just shows the inefficiency in the market and eventually it just has to come back down for a correction. So my conservative target would be around $30 mark, which would act like a very reliable support zone, and it is also a psychological level as well. And if we break below that region, guys, we don't have much to worry about because obviously the support from the 200-day moving average and the accumulation zones below that region will hold the price back up, and eventually when that occurs, the price will just enter into the mode of consolidation, which means the sideways moment like it experienced in late November to early December. So that is what is ahead for this coin. And personally, guys, this is like the fifth altcoin I'm shorting in 1 month, and I've just invested less than $1,000, guys. But with everything put together, with the kind of conservative targets, I think it is reasonable to expect around a collective gain of over 300%, but that is left for the market to decide. But until then, all we are left with is the blueprint, and the rest only the time can tell us. So Cosmos, obviously, it has to rise from the accumulation zone. Right now, is overbought, no liquidity lying around the current region, and it is just trading on very thin liquidity, guys. It will collapse, and when it does, we just have to make sure that we book profits at the right time and at the right price. So take advantage of the medium term inefficiencies in the market, and let us see how it is going to perform in the near future. As always, guys, if you have got any questions, feel free to leave them down below. To find more signals like this, check out the links to the software mentioned in the description section. That's a wrap for today, guys. See you on the next one.